Hello friends, welcome to a very special video. I have been wanting to talk about this for a very long time. You may know that BlackOxygen Organics, an MLM that we have talked about often on this channel, has recently shut down. If you didn't know, hey, boo, shut down. You may have also noticed that it's been a good 6 weeks since I talked about boo, and that is because I got a cease and desist letter.
As long as they have a decent reason, y'all are going to court. Hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are we all doing today? I hope you are all doing very, very, very well. I was going to start the video off in ASMR like Savannah did.
Hello friends, welcome to a very special video.
But she has a nicer voice than me, so we're just not going to do that anymore. Hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people. How are you doing today? I hope that you are all doing very, very well. So today, I just wanted to take a moment and come on here because, you know, I'm kind of like the Canada anti-MLM girl, I guess. And you may have gotten word that BlackOxygen Organics, which is an Ontario MLM company. For those that don't know, I'm in Ottawa, the capital of Canada. It is also in Ontario. And I'm born and raised, homegrown here, Ontario. Came from Kingston, a few hours outside of Toronto. Woo! And now I live in Ottawa. So I'm the Ontario, Canada anti-MLMer, I guess. I loved Savannah's video about how they were threatening to sue. But one of the things that I just want to let all of my fellow advocates know, because I know that a lot of you guys are in the USA. Things are a lot different in the USA when you get a cease and desist letter or you get threatened with a lawsuit than it is in Canada when you get a cease and desist letter and threatened with a lawsuit, especially if you are living in the USA. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit today because as anti-MLM advocates out here, one of the things that we all need to do is have lawyers. A lot of people don't realize that when we come out here to make this content, we do actually have to check all of our boxes in terms of legalities. And these companies can threaten to sue us. They can send us cease and desist letters. They can do all of that. Yes, they can. If you think that some of these drama tea people out here or these crazies out here send lawsuits and cease and desist letters, you should check out these MLMs, okay? It happens, and it happens quite often. But I don't want people in the US to be like, oh my God, BlackOxygen Organics might be suing us. What does that entail? So let's just take a minute and talk about what would happen if you were a USA advocate and a Canadian company threatens to sue you. Because, well, it's not as big of a deal as if you're in the USA. And I just wanted to do this video to kind of tell everyone in the US to relax a little bit. Because you can still talk about boo. And we're going to be talking about boo a lot over here. It's like, all right, so they send out cease and desist letters. Let's see if I get one. BlackOxygen Organics is in Ontario, and a lot like the States, in every province here. So here in Canada, we have provinces instead of states, and every province kind of has its own laws in terms of what they can sue for, etc. In terms of the amounts, for example. Here in Ontario, the most that they could ever sue someone for is $35,000, which sounds like a lot, I know, but I am going to be honest with you, for the most part, the most you'll see people getting sued here for in Ontario is for $5,000. The main claim people make seems to be about $5,000. It's a lot harder in Canada to sue someone than it is in the USA. I hear in the USA, you guys can sue for anything out there, okay? Here in Canada, though, you actually have to prove that you have a good reason to go through with it. What does that entail? So what this $35,000 goes by the way, is if that's money owed to you. So for example, if you rip off someone, So if Savannah was in BlackOxygen Organics and she somehow ripped them off for like 60 grand, then they could take her to small claims court and they could try to sue her for 35,000. However, in most of the small claims court cases, unless you can prove that there is a large amount that these people actually owe you, the most you're going to be able to sue them for, like I said, is $5,000. So I want a lot of the advocates out there to just kind of relax a bit, because you will not be getting sued for thousands and thousands of dollars if BlackOxygen Organics ever did go through with this on anyone out here. The most they would be able to go after you for is $5,000, which I get. Yes, that is still a lot of money, but not as much as, again, I hear that they could sue you for in the States, because from my understanding in the USA, they can pretty much just be like, I want to sue this person for $1 million, and as long as they have a decent reason, y'all are going to court. So, as I stated, in Ontario, you can be sued in small claims court for money or the return of personal property valued at $35,000 or less. So again, if they want to sue you for more than that, they would actually have to go to the Superior Court of Justice, which is like our federal court here. The two main things that you can sue for here in Canada is claims for money owed under an agreement. So goods and services sold and delivered that weren't paid for, unpaid loans, unpaid rent, non-sufficient fund checks, etc. Or claims for damages like property damage, clothes damage, personal injuries, a breach of contract. Now, what they would be trying to sue an anti-MLM advocate for is for claims of damages. What does that mean? That means that in order for them to sue one of the advocates out here, they would then have to actually prove in court that everything that these people have claimed about them was in fact slander, and that it did in fact cause a loss to their business. So in order for BlackOxygen Organics to take Savannah Marie actually to court, they would have to go and apply and say that Savannah has slandered their business, made up lies about them, even though she hasn't, okay? Information is out there. There were recalls. They've been looking into what's in these products now for a while. They're dangerous. So they would have to prove that Savannah's videos caused for their company to lose money or even shut down because she is lying in those videos. And in order to prove she's lying in the videos, they would then have to show up to court with proof of all of her lies. So she mentioned that they wanted to sue her for saying they're just selling dirt. What they would have to do is they would have to show up and prove to the courts that they are not only selling dirt, and that Savannah saying that they are actually caused them damages to their business. It's a very, very hard thing for them to do, especially here in Canada when it comes to just speaking out in a commentary matter. Here, although we have very high privacy laws, and a lot of people are like, careful with the Canada privacy laws and whatnot, you are allowed to speak out about companies that have bad business practices here. You are allowed to speak your mind here. We do have freedom of speech here. So they would actually have to prove she is defaming their company and that everything that she's saying about them is a lie. And then on top of that, prove that because of those lies that she spread, they have lost money. The best thing that you can do if you're being sued by Boo, if they ever do go through with anything past sending a cease and desist letter, is you will get a small claims court letter. It will tell you all the reasons why you're being sued. Once you get that letter, you have 20 days to reply to this letter. This is when you can file your counterclaim. If you ignore this within these 20 days, you have to make sure you get it within 20 days. They're going to assume that you agree with the claim, and you may be noted in default, so you have to respond. So we actually have a defense form, which we call Form 9A. A. So what you want to do is you want to fill out that form. After that, you're going to have your lawyer, or you just yourself, are going to send a copy of that to the defense, and you're going to send any supporting documents you have with it to every party that's suing you. So in this case, it would be BlackOxygen Organics, Mark's Sake Orange, anyone else that's listed as the plaintiff. After that, you're going to complete an affidavit of service, and this is basically just to prove that you have given these documents over, because there are cases where they'll come out and be like, oh, well, we never got the paperwork. So this is just kind of a way to make sure that you crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's. Within 20 days of them receiving this, you can then file your defense and all the affidavits of service, and you can do this online. So if you're in the US, you don't have to come here. You can file all of this online and maybe even come to a settlement before it actually makes it to the court. There is a court filing fee of $73 to do this. It's not expensive, but yeah, I know it adds up. So making a counterclaim is the best thing you can do if an MLM is trying to sue you for speaking out about them. Because what you're doing is you're saying that you think someone else is responsible for the plaintiff's loss. Let's be real. There is no way that any one anti-MLM advocate out here is going to stop an MLM company. I would love to come out here and be like, oh yeah, Savannah Marie totally shut down BlackOxygen Organics, but that's not what happened. They got lawsuits, they had to do a recall, the whistle was blowing on what their products actually are, and then Savannah covered them, and now they just mad at her. Someone else is responsible for their loss. In this case, it would be the people that are suing them in Georgia, along with the recall that occurred that Health Canada made them do, and then the fact that everyone knows what they're about now. So you could actually blame their monetary losses on the recall, on the fact that everyone's speaking out about this. Hell, put my name in there. I have been. And the fact that they're getting sued by somebody else for things that Savannah mentioned, which would also be very important in this court case. If they ever did take her to court, she could, of course, show up and be like, they also are being sued in Georgia for some of the things that I've been talking about. So obviously, I wasn't slandering their company. It would be very, very easy for an anti-MLM advocate to fight this. So you want to fill out a defendant claim. Again, you have 20 days to send this off. And there's a filing fee of $102. Again, it's not like a hell of a lot of money, but it does add up. You know, if you're doing the $73 and the $102, you know, at $175 that this is costing you, but it's a lot better than if you ignore it and then the company wins just because you didn't respond. If you do not think you can afford these fees, there is a way to get the fees waived. Look into that. Might as well, right? There's something that they call a settlement conference, which is when everyone kind of sits down and goes through everything. It's almost like a mediating meeting. So you have all the witnesses there, you have the plaintiffs there, you have the defendants there, everybody's lawyers are there if they have them. Any supporting documents are there, and you go through the whole case and see if the parties can come to an agreement. If they cannot come to an agreement, which most of the times they do at this point, then it will go to court. The chances of you going through this whole meeting, not being able to come to an agreement, and then going to court here in Ontario, very slim. These companies also know that it's bad press for them to sue people and try to shut them up from speaking out. So at the end of the day, that's about as far as it's going to go, is this type of settlement conference where I'm sure an agreement can be made. And it would most likely be something along the lines of you not even having to pay damages, maybe just you ignoring BlackOxygen Organics and not being able to cover them anymore. That would be the worst outcome that could come out of that, because like I said, they would have to prove the monetary damages and that you're actually slandering them, which is extremely difficult for them to do. because they are selling dirt. There were eggs in it. They are getting sued. There was a recall. There's nothing that Savannah said in any of her videos that was untrue. They would have to prove that she's lying. The trial process here is very similar to the US. You know, you go in, there's a judge. You can bring a lawyer if you want for a civil case. It's up to you. I would recommend bringing one for something like this because you know the MLM is going to show up there with probably a whole team of lawyers. So it would just be best if you also had a lawyer. A lot of times you can find a lawyer that will go to a trial like this for you for really, really cheap. So, you know, hell, some might even do it pro bono because a case like this could bring some press. So both parties present their case and then the judge makes the decision. It wouldn't go to a jury civil court case, like I said, unless it was for over $35,000 or unless like a crime came out during the civil court case. So you're most likely going to be just you, BlackOxygen Organics, sitting in front of a judge trying to convince him that when you tell the truth on your channel about a bad business practices, they shouldn't be able to sue you for money. And he'll agree with you. It's a similar process, but it isn't as nerve-wracking. There are a lot of ways to deal with being sued in Canada that you can kind of deal with on your computer. Like I said, a lot of the forms can be sent online. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have to like come here to fight a civil court case and like worry about travel expenses or anything like that. I just wanted to go through that because it could be pretty scary to hear that people are getting cease and desist letters or lawsuit threats from a MLM company. You know, especially if you're like me and you're just a stay-at-home mom in your living room speaking out about these awful business practices. But just know that in most cases when they send you a cease and desist letter, it's just kind of like a fear tactic to get you to stop. They're not planning on taking it any further than that because in order for them to file, it'll cost them a few $100s here. There are fees to do this. And I don't see them, especially this company specifically, with their shutdown, the lawsuit going on, the recall that they had, Health Canada on their case, everyone now knowing what their products are made out of. I can't see them wanting to take anyone to civil claims court to fight with them. I just can't. I think they know that they've messed up. They just really want to send out some cease and desist letters with the hopes that when people get them, they might lay off of the company for a while, which, by the way, I do recommend doing. I'm not saying that if you get a cease and desist letter or they're threatening to sue you, like ignore it and keep going. That's not what I'm saying. But don't freak out. It's not as serious, like I said, as I hear it is in the States. They can't sue you for as much, and they have to prove a lot more to be able to do it. And like I said, with all the things that they're going through right now, I don't even know if they have the money to go after Savannah or anyone out here that's talking about them. They're kind of dealing with Health Canada getting mad at them. They're dealing with a Georgia lawsuit. They're dealing with their company being shut down. I just don't see them wanting to put a bunch of money into going after any anti-MLM advocate out here. It's all just a fear tactic. So if you do get a letter from them, make a video about it like Savannah did. Although I doubt you'll sound as sexy as her if you try to do the ASMR, because it didn't work out for me. And then move on with your life and maybe give yourself a little giggle about how, well, you made it on their radar. Obviously, you speaking out about this company is scaring them. And to me, that's kind of good news. I like that. Like I said, I would love to say that it is because of Savannah Marie that BlackOxygen Organics shut down. That would be a complete win for our community. But she didn't cause that. And unless she did, it would be dumb of them to go ahead with any lawsuits on her or anyone else out here and try to blame them for what they're going through. because that's what they would have to do if they took her to court. So I hope that maybe helps a little bit. If anyone ever has any questions about the legal system and how it goes here versus the US, how to deal with these things, if you ever do get a cease and desist letter from a Canadian MLM company and you want to just like send it to me, have me look at it, go through it with you, talk to you a bit more about these laws here versus your laws there, I got no problem doing that. Get a hold of me on social media. Please give this video a like, subscribe if you are new. I know you are going to be seeing a lot of me lately and you might not like it, but that's not my problem, I don't think.
Hello friends, welcome to a very special video. I have been wanting to talk about this for a very long time.
And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope... Okay, I'm not recording this for OnlyFans. I can't put this in here. This is just not working for me. Give the video a like, subscribe if you are new here. Think about joining my wonderful members, all of the most beautiful people in the world. They come sub to me. They my members. Sorry, but if you're not here, then you ugly bitch. What do you want me to say? And I will see you the next time I see you, because at this rate, it's probably going to be tomorrow. It could be 3 times tomorrow. I don't know what's going on, okay? I'm just doing my best out here. Pumping up the content, all right? So, yeah, I'll see you very soon. Have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous day. Take care. Bye! Can we send MLMs the cease and desist letters? Like, hey, can you guys please cease and desist from ripping off everyone with your companies and lying about what your products do for people? No, huh? Doesn't work like that. Damn, too bad. Well, report them to the FTC, to TILA.org, and also to the Better Business Bureau.
Got a cease and desist letter. Hey, boo, shut down. Boo, shut down, boo, shut down, down. Got a cease and desist letter. Boo, shut down. Boo, shut down. Got a cease and desist letter. Boo, shut down. Got a cease and desist letter. Boo, shut down. Boo, shut down. Boo, shut down. Got a cease and desist letter. Boo, shut down. Got a cease and desist letter. Boo, shut down.